Hey guys, and welcome back to Dark Blue Nutrition. If you're new, my name is Katie. I'm a dietitian and personal trainer, and here we talk about all things nutrition, fitness, mindful eating, and we even do some workout videos too. Today I'm really excited to talk about periods. Yeah, I know it's kind of a taboo topic that not all of us want to talk about, but as someone who's had some long history of hormonal issues, I know how important it is to get the help that you need and to find ways to have a healthy period and to balance those hormones out and to just feel free to talk with some girlfriends about hormones, because I know we have a lot of questions. Everyone really hates this time of the month, and sometimes we just want some tips and tricks that are going to make our period that much easier. So that's what we're going to talk about today, the 5 top questions that I get asked about periods and how to manage period pain, how to have the best period possible, stuff like that. So let's get straight into the questions. The first question is, why do I crave more during my period, and how can I suppress my appetite? So there's a lot of reasons why we crave foods during our period. Progesterone is a hormone that's at its peak right before we hit that time of the month, and that has been connected in various studies to a heightened hunger level. So one reason is just our shift in our hormones, and that really impacts those hormones that control hunger. Cravings can also kind of relate to what kind of nutrients our bodies need during our period. So we are losing some iron during our menses, and one thing that you might notice that you crave is red meat. I know I always do before my period, and that's something that's super consistent, and honestly I've found that I feel so much better if I have a little red meat before my period. Now, if you're a vegetarian and you can't have red meat, you can also replace that with nuts and seeds, and they have a lot of high iron in them as well. So that's just one thing that we can crave during our periods. I also hear a lot of people craving carbs, and I know that's another thing that I also crave myself. A craving for carbs can also indicate that your body is just looking for endorphins, which can be released when we eat more carbohydrates, which is totally natural, because when our moods are low, when we're on our period, then we're looking for something to heighten that. So carbs are a natural way to do that. An additional reason that you could be craving during your period is because we actually burn a little more calories right before our period to prepare for menses, and that can cause you to be craving foods because your body is just saying, hey, I need a little more to eat. Can I have some? Either way, I say don't suppress those cravings. Actually listen to your cravings. I will give you some examples of some healthier options for managing your cravings during your period later on in this video, so stick around for that. But I say don't suppress your hunger ever. Listen to it. It's probably a sign that either you need more food or you need a specific type of food, or your body just needs a little more balance, either carbs, fat, or protein. The second common question that I get often is what to eat before your period to kind of prep your body for having your period. So I kind of mentioned earlier in the video that having iron before your period is a good way to prep your body for your period, because it's prepping it for losing that iron that it loses during menstruation. Vitamin C is a vitamin that also helps with iron absorption, so if you really want to double down and make sure you're absorbing all the iron from your food, you can have a vitamin C supplement or just have some fruit, and that can help as well. If you are someone who consumes meat, then meat is a great way to get in some more iron in your diet, but if you are not, you can always take a protein supplement that has added iron, and also you can do things like quinoa, nuts and seeds, spinach, legumes, or you can just take a supplement that has iron in it. So here's one of my favorite questions. What's the best snack to combat PMS? So the things that you want to look out for when you're finding the perfect snack to combat some of the PMS symptoms that you might experience, like irritability, cramping, mood shifts, stuff like that, is anything that's high in B6, potassium, magnesium, and as we said, iron and zinc. Nuts and dark chocolate are a great PMS relieving snack because they contain iron, zinc, magnesium, which all kind of contribute to lowering the symptoms of menstrual cramps. And we all know that chocolate can be a big endorphin booster in the moment when we're having our mood swing of the day or the minute or the second. And just a note with chocolate, you might notice that chocolate has a percentage on it sometimes. That means that's the percent cacao or cacao in the chocolate bar, and the higher the percentage, the more benefits that it's gonna have for you. You also wanna reach for potassium-rich snacks like bananas, kiwis, apricots, oranges, and also cantaloupe. Pineapple is also a great one as well. These are going to be high in potassium, which also can help reduce cramping symptoms. Anti-inflammatory foods like salmon are great. You could have, what is it called, Loxin bagel, or you can have just some grilled salmon, and that is high in omega-3 fatty acids, which are really good for those anti-inflammatory effects. And also just anything that's easy on your stomach. Sometimes if I'm not really feeling in the mood to eat during my period because I'm kind of feeling icky, I can do just like a banana or applesauce packets or avocado toast, peanut butter toast, anything that feels good, crackers, anything that doesn't cause GI discomfort and kind of helps settle your stomach. Oftentimes toast and crackers, if nothing else, can be a great snack idea. The next very important question is what foods to avoid during your period. Foods and drinks, I guess I should say. So one thing that you really want to cut back on, which I hate saying and I hate doing, but that is caffeine. So I'm a big coffee lover, but I don't know about you, but during my period, I cannot tolerate caffeine. In very low doses, I can tolerate it, like chocolate or green tea maybe, but anything further than that is just way too much for me and I cannot tolerate it. So I definitely recommend cutting back on caffeine because that can actually increase your cramping and increase the intensity of cramps. Cut back on that, replace it with something like herbal tea so you can still have that hot beverage in the morning to kind of relax you or energize you or whatever you'd like. And some people do well with green tea, but anything beyond the caffeine level of that is probably just something that you should hold off on at least until like day 3 or 4 of your period. You also want to cut back on anything that's super high in fiber, super high in artificial sweeteners, anything that might irritate your stomach because you're already having, the discomfort of having your period. You don't need to add to it by adding in foods that are kind of known to give us diarrhea sometimes or bloating, pain, different stuff like that. You have a more difficult time digesting high amounts of fiber, so just stay away from anything like that. And a side note, if you've ever had something like Fiber One bars, you've had chicory root, and chicory root can be in different bars and shakes and different stuff like that. I would definitely stay away from that because I don't know about you, but even on a normal day, chicory root does not sit well with me, and so that can be something that can upset your stomach as well during your period, and you just don't want that. The last question is what type of workouts should I do and what workouts shouldn't I do during my period? So this is a great question because I think some people have really intense periods where they just don't want to work out at all for the first couple of days. And I think that's perfectly okay. Sometimes just depending on how I'm feeling, I will skip a couple days of exercise just to let my body heal because your body is going through some crazy processes and sometimes rest is just the best thing that you can do. But if you are feeling up to exercise and you want to, by all means go about your exercise, do your thing. I would do something light like walking, yoga, Pilates, bar, anything that's kind of more on the delicate side of things. Still a tough workout, but delicate. You want to avoid things like working your core, working something that's gonna work your back a lot, because I know for me, I have a lot of back pain during my period, and also anything that's just really strenuous, like a HIIT workout, I would just cut it out for the first couple days of your period at least, because your body is really needing to heal, and I think putting stress on your body can actually do more harm than good. So I hope you learned a thing or two from today's Q&A. Let me know in the comment section below, what did you learn from this video and what is your #1 period tip that you want to share with the community? Because we all learn from each other and I want to learn from you. So definitely share with me below. What are some of your tips and strategies that you use every time of the month? I have some other period related videos that I will leave in the end card and in the description. So definitely check those out if you are interested, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.